Alright, quick update. So the scenes you saw before, that was me just trying to get some fun. So I went over to I-80, and unfortunately, as you saw, there was not that many interesting trucks. Most were just, you know, typical trucks, mostly dry vans. And this is Sidney, Nebraska. I'm running on schedule, so I'm 60 miles east of Wyoming border, and this is pretty much the last truck stop before I hit Wyoming. And today's Saturday, right? So I have the whole Sunday tomorrow to do about 300 miles to Rock Springs. That's where I'm unloading Monday. And they called me today and they said, "What's your location?" And I told them where I was, and they told me that the crane actually is there, like people were working on Saturday, but there's not gonna be nobody there Sunday. And you know, I was still pretty far, so I couldn't have made it on Saturday. I was pulled into so many scales, but because I have 8 axles, right, everything went very well. Didn't get any issues. And this guy is driving like 2 miles per hour, staring at me because he saw my camera, like a semi-truck. And I'm telling you, sometimes people, like, when they see this mic, like,
everyone thinks the hardest part of a divorce is the moment the
sorry about that. It's my audiobook. As soon as I turn the key on, it clicks itself, like it was on pause, but when you turn the key, the pause is disabled and it starts running. Yes, this one I picked up. Never heard of this guy before. Dave Ellis. Life sentence. $10, 11 hours of entertainment. No, wait, 12 hours, and it's only one disc because it's MP3. So you put it in and that's it. You don't have to, you know, like with CDs, right, you always have to pop them out, pop them in. Sometimes they don't work because there's a tiny scratch on one of the discs, but I like these ones. MP3, very cool. Just you put it once and you can listen to it like for 2 or 3 days, right? Because of course you cannot listen all the time, so you know, when I start thinking about something, I pause. But anyway, so yeah, everything is good, so no tickets. And speaking about tickets, I thought my court date was April 2nd in Ohio, and I emailed the lawyer and he says no, April 2nd there was some kind of preliminary paperwork date. He says the actual court will be at the end of April. That's when they will know what my penalty is. I hope I'm not going to prison in Cleveland, Ohio. And so I went through Michigan, right? So the southern part of Michigan is now open, so hopefully soon they will open, probably by the time I get back they will open the rest of Michigan, and then I can finish that trip with that cheaper wagon, or cheap wagon as I call it. And also I got the good news from New Jersey that my flip box finally arrived at the dealer, at the Fontaine dealer in New Jersey. And so now I don't have to drive to Alabama. And I said, when I deliver this load in Wyoming, I'll try to figure out something, how I can pick up this flip box on the way to Canada. So either I find a load where I can deviate slightly towards New Jersey, or maybe I'll find a load that goes to Ontario, let's say, and then I'll just deadhead, you know, to New Jersey. It's only 500 miles, but I really need that flip box because I cannot move enough weight towards the front with heavy loads. And I have no idea what I'm doing after this. This was every day they were calling me with updates, because of course this is a very important piece. You know, like I said, I feel very important, because without this piece you cannot connect tracks, you cannot connect the main house, you know. So if they lose me, the crane is pretty much useless, you know. And that's why they call me every day, like, what's your location? And I keep saying, in the morning I send them an email like leaving from, you know, name of the city. And then when I get close, I start giving them ETA. I said ETA Monday morning. Okay. But probably all the smaller loads, because I was talking to the stemder guy and they were saying that they plan to deliver Friday or Saturday. So all those smaller loads are probably already there. I don't think the tracks are there. You know, those 10 axle guys, I don't see how they could have beat me, you know, because I was, you know, driving pretty well, not stopping for very long. And I got lucky today because the forecast for Nebraska called for some rain, and Nebraska is a weird state where they will pull you off the road if you're driving with a permit if it's raining. Like, I'm not sure why they're so afraid of rain in Nebraska, but that's what it is, like, right? It happened before. If there's a rain and you go through a scale, they will tell you to park and wait till the rain is over. And, you know, that's not a good situation, because it can be raining for a week, right? And you can be sitting there at a scale with no food, no water, you know. So probably eventually you'd have to drop the trailer and just bobtail somewhere, like this Walmart over here. So that's what's happening. So this is my weekend update, and hopefully it's not gonna rain or snow. And by the way, that's on Monday. And by the way, that's the surprise of this trip, is that I was afraid that it's gonna be, you know, the weather's gonna be pretty bad over here. Like, I was expecting snow, but see, I was walking around like this because it was plus 21 or like 75 F, you know, outside, no, maybe 70 F. It's like spring is in full swing over here. And by the way, people were leaving a bunch of comments about, you know, that loading video, quote unquote, why I didn't show how the crane was lowering this thing. First of all, it's one of those operations where it's hurry up and wait. I was sitting in my truck, that's why I was able to record those videos where I was watching the nearby Alberta trucks, right? But it was raining and snowing, like kind of like a mixture of both. And if I were to put a camera outside, that's why I was sitting inside the truck, if I were to put the camera outside, you guys would not be able to see anything anyway. Like, maybe you would be able to see something for 10 seconds, but then once the camera gets wet, even though it's waterproof, but the lens, you know, it'll be all blurry, right? And then after that, you know, once I started backing, everything became hectic. It's basically a rush, right? It was crazy. So there was no time to film, because my primary job is not a video operator. My primary job is a trucker. And when I have time, yeah, I'm filming. But now, hopefully, it's not going to be that crazy. So I'll try to show you how they live this. But again, as long as it doesn't rain. Okay. So stay tuned for that. That should be coming Monday. And then hopefully I'll be paid pretty quickly. Everything is already set up with my factoring company. They're ready to go. All they need is my proof of delivery, a couple of signatures, and we're good to go. Have a good weekend.